go! Kirby Air Riders, a sequel to the GameCube classic, Kirby Air Ride, was announced earlier in the week at the Nintendo Switch 2 Direct. And I like to think that I reacted pretty normally. Sakurai! Sakurai! It's Sakurai! Oh my god! It's Sakurai! Oh my god! It's Sakurai! Oh my god! It's Sakurai! But of course, I got to doing some thinking. Scary, I know. Kirby Air Ride is one of the most unique and fun racing games to this very day. Everyone knows and loves City Trial, but all three modes honestly have plenty of aspects that make them truly special. I actually have an entire video going into detail about that, so I'm not gonna repeat myself too much here. Now go watch that video, maybe like this one while you're at it, and subscribe to the channel before you go, because Kirby's epic, and I love Kirby. But the natural question to ask, given how nifty schwifty of a game that Kirby Air Ride is, winds up being, how is Kirby Air Riders gonna turn out? I'm seeing a lot of positivity from people who may just be happy that we're getting another Air Ride, or heck, just that we're getting more Kirby. You can't go wrong with that. Of course, there are other reasons to be excited. Sakurai's coming back in the director's seat. Can you believe it? I sure couldn't. Sakurai! Sakurai! It's Sakurai! City Trial alone is gonna sell copies of this game. The possibilities truly feel endless. But among the hype, buried deep past the joyous cries of joy, even deeper behind the outrageous price of everything on the Switch 2, seriously, where's Mario Kart $80? Come concerns from fans and not fans alike. Sakurai hasn't worked on Kirby in a while. His games are overrated. Air Riders isn't gonna match up to Mario Kart or Sonic Racing Cross World. Oh my god, what's gonna happen to the lore? So I'm gonna ask the question, will Kirby Air Riders be good or horrible? Well, despite the fact that I haven't even remotely hinted at this being a concern yet, I think my #1 fear going into this is online play, or lack thereof. Now, Kirby spin-offs have usually had online since the Switch. All of Dream Buffet, Fighters 2, and Super Clash have it. To varying degrees of quality, but hey, it's Switch Online. Doesn't matter if we deserve better, because we're just not gonna get it. But with the Switch 2 being a new system with a director that we're not used to seeing for Kirby in the modern era, it's really not something that you can rule out. To be frank, I think it'd be weirder for a game like Return to Dreamland Deluxe to not have online. And that game did not have online. For anyone who shares this concern with me, good news! You're not insane! At least not because of a Kirby racing game! If it eases your concerns at all, I think this game will have online, and that largely boils down to the fact that Sakurai is directing it. It may have some weird, funky design choices because the man just does what he wants. He does not want to do things the traditional way. Right on, I love him for that. But given some previous Kirby spin-offs, the high importance of Smash Bros. Online since the 3DS, and a game like Kid Icarus Uprising of all things having it, Uprising mentioned, I think we're safe here. So yeah, I think online, fairly safe bet. Cool. If I'm wrong, well, don't beat me up over it, something cute puppy, but what about the actual game itself? I think it's fair to expect that it's gonna look really good, sound really good, and not have much of an emphasis on story-related stuff. It's a racing game, so the game should be fun, right? Well, Air Ride was 20 years ago, and we know from Sakurai's YouTube channel that he's very happy with how Air Ride turned out, but how much would he want carried over for a sequel after so long? Of course, I can only speculate, especially since we only got a teaser trailer and no gameplay. Grrr! But hear me out. Kirby Air Ride is a game that was, successfully, made to be very easy to play. But, like many of the best Kirby games, there is a lot to sink your teeth into for those who want to sink their teeth into it. Air Ride by itself, often touted as one of the most boring modes of the game, probably proves this point better than anything else. See, as this is a Kirby game, inhaling certain enemies can give you a copy ability. For example, Sword over here will automatically slash enemies that are close by. This much is made clear, but what some may not know is that when defeating an enemy, you are given a boost of speed, regardless of your ability. This can be selectively useful when playing with your friends, or you just turn on the HP bars and you go, pop, 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 you're dead, kid, ha ha. But when tackling the time trials or free run, the insane deaths of this game can truly be revealed. You see, these speed boosts stack on top of each other, and given how the game just doesn't have a speed cap, the craziness reveals itself before long. No joke, a few years back, Air Ride discourse was happening over on the Heck site itself. Yeah, I said heck, what are you gonna do about it? Twitter, on whether or not Air Ride as a game was any good. Based Kirby YouTuber Saniko shared a clip of Air Ride being Air Ride, played by a human player who's really good at it, and several dozens of people mistook it for a task. A tool-assisted speedrun where players control their inputs frame by frame to be as efficient as possible. Literally, the sky was the limit here. What abilities give me the best reward, and when should I use them? What vehicle should I pick, and how efficient is the one that I like the most? Should I try and get the fastest times I possibly can with the most fun vehicles? Or do I shoot for the stars and try to learn the most advanced strats? I really like Magma Flows for the branching paths and all those boost panels everywhere, not to mention the fire dragons, rawr. But I do so like the music and layouts of Checker Knights. Oh, but you know what? Fantasy Meadows, that one's really super fast. Maybe I play that one to have a silly good time. Shoot, do I just do like 3 laps of time trial? Or do I just sink hours into free run? Or shoot, literally, do I just go all out and do the all tracks, all rides, all courses speed run? Literally, that's a thing. Literally exists. Literally, it's like 7 hours. I think you get the idea, and that's just for Air Ride. With City Trial being the most popular mode of the game, you'd expect there to be some insane stuff, and heck yeah, you wouldn't be disappointed. There are literally online tournaments that are held where players just go at it in City Trial. With this insane clip from Mirror Man making social media rounds because, seriously, look at it. Unless you're driving or something, I don't know, safety first, but like also slam the brakes and look at it. This clip is so cool. Even on a single player front though, there's just some undeniable fun of seeing just how much of the checklist that you can clear in one go. This has been heavily optimized over the years to the point where, in the current world record held by Blue Candy, you pop 31 of these boxes in one setting. I can't even begin to tell you how satisfying that feels. It rules. And if you don't want to master City Trial to that extent, I don't know, you can always choose the bulk star in the air glider minigame and glitch it to max height. Literally, the sky is the limit. Wait, I already said that! Shoot! And you know what? If you want comparative simplicity, something that's actually simple to pick up and learn with a bit more going on than you'd expect, Top Ride's pretty great. Yeah, I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that grass is the most complex racing map in the world or whatever, but trimming down your time with limited resources and boost pads on, shoot, like all of these maps, it's really fun. I've always loved Top Ride. It's a very underrated mode, I think. Now, don't worry. I know this is a video about Air Riders, not Air Ride, but explaining what made the original so good is really important. Sure, it was fun to pick up and play, but it also had some of the most insane depth that we've ever seen in a Kirby game to this very day. Every mode felt unique, every mode felt fun, every mode felt special. You did watch the video I linked earlier, right? But now we come at a crossroads. A lot happens in 20 years. This isn't 2003 anymore, and the games that Sakurai makes now are not the same as they were back then. Are they better? Are they worse? I don't heckin' know. But they are different. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of a little game you may or may not know of called Super Smash Bros. Melee. There's a lot of reasons that tons of people really like it, and a part of that reason is due to the fact that it pulls 0 punches. You play the game, get better with experience, and truly connect with it. And because the skill ceiling is so high, you truly feel like you've earned it. I think the game looks and plays like tar. I can't stand it personally. But this isn't a weird VTuber hates on Melee video. This is about Air Ride. Air Riders. And Yeah, I would definitely say you could compare Air Ride to Melee in that regard. Air Ride's a lot simpler and it doesn't kill my hands, yeah, but it doesn't do much to help you to become better at it. You just kind of play it a lot because it's fun and you get better over time with experience. It's really satisfying. Now compare that to, I don't know, Smash Ultimate. Now, I really love Smash Ultimate. It's easily one of my favorite Switch games, but the game's pulling a lot more strings behind the scenes to even the playing field. There's less advanced tech required to be good. There are far more viable characters to help for those who don't like how a small group of top tiers play. It's a lot harder to kill your hands while you're playing the game. Yeah, heck, there's even a minimum 4-frame input delay when you're playing the game online. And this was added in a patch. It was very much intentional. I don't think any of these are bad, mind you. Oh, except for that input delay. What the heck were they thinking there? But they do make Ultimate a very different feeling game from Melee. Is this gonna affect Kirby Air Riders? Well, it's impossible to draw direct comparisons, but it's really hard to look at how Sakurai's games have evolved over time and not have some concerns about how this game is gonna turn out. I can only assume that some precautions are going to be put into place to simplify things beyond the controls. Speed cap jumps to mind immediately, especially for some of the crazier machines like the Rocket Star, and yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. The skill ceiling not only gets lowered, but also the player expression, you know? It feels less rewarding to pull off something that more people can do with less practice. And yeah, of course, this is going to be more of a thing for efficient play, but with more people than ever playing Air Riders, yeah, I'd be bummed if that stuff got removed. But I'm optimistic. For one, I don't really see the game being bad, even if they do nerf a lot of what made the original so crazy. Better or worse, it's still Air Ride, and all of these modes are so special. Something, did you watch that video I linked earlier? That I think Sakurai would have to go out of his way to sabotage this game to make it a bad experience. Most important of all, though, is that everything that I've been yapping about for however many minutes is just based on the old content. If things get nerfed, yeah, bummer, I said that like 5 seconds ago, geez. But who knows what's gonna be added here? More Air Ride courses? New vehicles for Top Ride? New maps for City Trial? Oh god, please, new maps for City Trial. New playable characters? Yeah, brand new modes that play nothing like what we're used to? Maybe City Trial Battle Royale, baby! There's so much potential for what Kirby Air Ride can be in 2025. And while we all know that Sakurai's been doing pretty heckin' good lately, the very same applies to Kirby, with Forgotten Land almost reaching 10 million units sold, a happy and very hungry fan base with games like Return Deluxe, and the hype of a 22-year-long wait. All of this stuff just crashing together in the center with Kirby Air Riders. I don't know, everyone. I don't know. I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited. Oh, yeah. I'd say I'm pretty hopeful. A sequel to Kirby Air Ride with the same spirit and insanity, with Switch 2 visuals, online play, hopefully, and who even knows what kinds of new content? Yeah, I'm hyped. And if you're hyped too, remember to like this video and subscribe to the channel. It's free, really helps me out, and lets you know when I'm gonna be yapping about Air Riders next. If you'd like to go the extra mile, please consider becoming a Puptrin on Patreon or a Mempup on YouTube. You get nifty perks, including exclusive content that could be, shoot, anything. Games, movies, anime, cartoons, behind the scenes. There's only one way to find out when I'm gonna post. Special thanks to my head-patting, Fluffle Fan, Puptrins and Mempups, Freakish Uproar, Lydia Scribe, Galaxy Fan 4, and Nightfall. I love you all! Until I see you all again, I have been Claire. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I hope to see you sooner than Kirby Air Riders is released. Bye-bye! Huh? This stuff's cool and all, but you just want to know how Air Riders is going to be on a casual level? Pfft, duh, of course it's going to rule. It's Kirby. When have these games not been fun? Like, come on.